Grok was in full frenzy, gesturing wildly at the cave wall that looked like a psychedelic wonderland. "Behold, it's a portal to the spirit world," he shouted, his words barely audible over the chaos. Behind him, the tribe was in disarray as shadows danced across the walls, resembling everything from charging mammoths to possibly mythical creatures. Naturally, the mammoth was unimpressed. To understand how Grok ended up orchestrating prehistoric pandemonium, we need to rewind the story to 3 days earlier in the late Ice Age, somewhere in a dimly lit cave not far from what's now known as Chauvet Cave, France. 3 days earlier, Grok was the picture of overconfidence, standing proudly before a not-so-masterful depiction of an abstract bison. His stick figures were like a Picasso gone wrong. "Observe, tribe, the greatest bison ever painted," he declared, his voice oozing with unwarranted self-assurance. The tribe gathered, squinting at the painting as if trying to decipher a secret code. One could argue the bison had seen better days, but not according to Grok. Enter Thud, Grok's artistic rival, with a flourish and a smug grin. Thud stepped aside to reveal his latest creation, a breathtaking mural of a herd of mammoths seemingly on the march. The details, the motion, the lifelike expressions, it was a prehistoric masterpiece. The tribe gawked in awe, giving Thud the accolades Grok had so desperately sought. Thud basked in the glory, while Grok's masterpiece, the abstract bison, looked even more abstract by the second. Undeterred by the praise showered on Thud, Grok puffed out his chest. "Huh, I shall create a superior painting that will make Thud's look like a child's scribble," he proclaimed with a bravado only he could muster. He stomped around the cave, kicking aside a peculiar, smooth rock with little regard. "Useless," Grok muttered dismissively, unaware that this very rock had the potential to change his fortunes. Grok's eyes narrowed with determination. This was the moment he would prove his naysayers wrong. "Just you wait," he mumbled, envisioning a grand mural that would leave the tribe speechless. Grok's overconfidence was as unshakable as his artistic skills were questionable. He picked up a chunk of ochre with renewed vigor, ready to set his outlandish plan into motion. Grok was now on a mission that would either result in a prehistoric masterstroke or yet another amusing disaster. But Grok, ever the optimist, didn't seem concerned. He was convinced that his next painting would rewrite the history of cave art forever. As he geared up for this ambitious undertaking, the plot thickened, and the tribe awaited, possibly in dread, what Grok's imagination might unleash next. Grok stood in the cave, brimming with overconfidence as he set out to paint a herd of mammoths in motion. He envisioned his masterpiece as a whirlwind of tusks and trunks, ready to leap off the walls. Grabbing a hunk of ochre, Grok began his ambitious project with exaggerated flair. Lines zigzagged wildly, curves twisted nonsensically, and the entire scene looked less like a herd in motion and more like a mammoth-themed abstract expressionism. Naturally, Grok stepped back, arms crossed, and proclaimed, "Behold, the best mammoth herd ever." The tribe, however, only saw something that resembled the tragic aftermath of a rockslide. Unfazed by the skeptical looks, Grok dismissed the doubts with a wave of his hand. In his mind, he'd just invented prehistoric animation. Sure, it was missing a little thing called logic, but in Grok's world, details were just hurdles in the race of creativity. His technique may have been groundbreaking, yet it had already hit rock bottom. Not to be outdone by mere ridicule, Grok decided to step up his game with his next project, a 3D painting. Inspired by his earlier disaster and fueled by tales of Altamira Cave, which used natural contours for a three-dimensional effect, Grok saw potential in the cave's rocky surface. He set to work with renewed fervor, certain that his genius would shine through this time. Grok meticulously etched lines and shaded depths, but as his creation took shape, it became glaringly apparent that his artistic prowess was somewhat lacking. The intended mammoth herd morphed into what one might politely call a pile of rocks, albeit with artistic intent. Yet again, Grok stood back, beaming. "Observe, a lifelike 3D mammoth experience." It was the art world's equivalent of a 3D movie without the glasses, blurry, confusing, and headache-inducing. Despite two spectacular failures, Grok remained unshaken. Basically, he'd invented the world's first 3D cinema, except it gave everyone motion sickness. Nevertheless, the tribe continued to humor his antics, perhaps out of a mix of curiosity and cautious anticipation. Amidst the chaos of his second attempt's demise, Grok's foot struck the strange rock he'd once deemed useless. Sprawled on the ground, he picked it up with a disgruntled sigh, inadvertently scraping it against a wall. To his astonishment, sparks flew from the rock, igniting a small streak of dried moss. Grok blinked, realizing he had stumbled upon something remarkable, a tool with the potential to change everything. In that moment of unexpected illumination, Grok's mind raced. Could the rock's spark hold the key to achieving his artistic aspirations? This accidental discovery was reminiscent of the Lascaux Cave's depiction of shamanic journeys, perhaps symbolizing his own transformative moment. Grok's overconfidence, however, saw this not as a sign of early communication techniques, but as a new artistic medium. To Grok, the strange rock wasn't just a rock. It was a magical brush waiting to bring his visions to life. Realizing the potential of his newfound brush, Grok's eyes gleamed with a renewed sense of purpose. This discovery wasn't just another peculiar aspect of his cave antics. It was his ticket to redefining prehistoric art. Suddenly, the world of rock art took on a new dimension, and Grok was at the brink of something extraordinary. This revelation could be the turning point that finally realized his wildly ambitious dreams. As Grok stood in that dimly lit cave, his mind raced with possibilities, knowing that everything had just changed. Grok, brimming with determination and overconfidence, grabbed the smooth rock, which he now saw as a magical tool. He scraped it against the cave wall, letting sparks fly. Instead of setting off yet another fiasco, the sparks lit up his chaotic mammoth mural, casting dancing shadows across the cave walls. Grok's haphazard strokes shimmered in the flickering light, creating an unintended illusion of mammoths in motion. This time, the illusion didn't give anyone a headache. It mesmerized the tribe instead. As the sparks danced playfully, Grok's mural seemed to come alive. The tribe watched in awe, their disbelief transforming into wonder. The chaotic mess Grok had painted now appeared as a dynamic scene, like the moving animals in the Chauvet Cave, which had long captivated scholars thousands of years in the future. Here, against the glow of the sparks, the mammoths seemed to march and sway, as if Grok had somehow unlocked the secret to their animation. Grok, of course, claimed full credit with the enthusiasm only he could muster. "Behold, the spirit of the mammoths. My masterpiece lives," he declared, his voice soaring over the crackle of the sparks. The tribe, now convinced that Grok had stumbled upon some mystical connection to the spirit world, began murmuring about his newfound abilities. To them, this was no mere painting. It was a portal to mysteries beyond comprehension. As Grok basked in his unintended glory, his overconfidence had, for once, led him to success. The rock, once dismissed as useless, now seemed endowed with magical properties. The tribe showered him with praise, seeing him as a shamanic figure, reminiscent of those depicted in the Lascaux Caves on ethereal journeys. Grok, ever the optimist, was all too happy to accept his new role as a conduit to the otherworldly. For Grok, what began as a quest to surpass thuds, artwork had transformed into something far more spectacular. His confidence, once a source of comedic misadventures, had finally paid off. The running gag of his self-proclaimed masterpieces had reached its crescendo in the most unexpected way, turning skepticism into reverence. With the tribe gathered in admiration and his accidental success lighting up the cave, Grok took a moment to appreciate the strange rock's role in his triumph. Perhaps there was magic in its smooth surface after all, a magic that had transformed his chaotic scribbles into an awe-inspiring spectacle. Grok, standing before the glowing mammoths, had unwittingly transported his people into a new realm of understanding and wonder. Remember when Grok frantically gestured at the cave wall, claiming to have created a portal? Turns out, that was just the beginning of the tribe's newfound belief in his mystical artistry. The craziest part? This accidental portal made Grok a legendary figure in his own right. So what do you think? How would Grok design a smartphone case? Wrong answers only. Fight it out in the comments. And if you want more prehistoric madness, smash that subscribe button. Trust me, the next one's even wilder.